Camera's up.
This is Armed American Radio's Daily Defense.
Armed American Radio's Daily Defense, because they don't want me to, that's why I do it.
Presented by the National Rifle Association. From the CZ Studios.
They're never going to stop us here.
Here is your host, the loudest conservative voice in America fighting the enemies of freedom, Mark Walters.
Welcome in, guys. Armed American Radio's Daily Defense begins right now in the CZ Studios. All brought to you by the National Rifle Association, of course, here at the Patriot Mobile Communication and Command Center in front of this Patriot Mobile Communication and Command Center microphone. Greg in Dallas, Texas, how you doing, my brother?
Not too bad. Here we are. It's a Taco Tuesday.
No, it isn't. It's a Friday for me.
Yeah, that's right.
Ha-ha. That doesn't make you feel any better, though, does it?
I still got to show up.
Yeah, well, we might give you the day off on Friday. How about that?
I will take that.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me just say right now that we're going to do that because I just opened my big fat trap and there's no pulling it back at this point.
Nope.
So you will be hearing from Andy Hoosier, the voice of reason. Tomorrow he'll be in the chair for me. And on Thursday, Christopher Hart. We've already checked with Christopher and made sure that he was good to sit in for us on Thursday. We love bringing some different voices in. And Friday, just because I opened my big fat trap, Greg, we're going to run an encore. And I'll tell you guys right now, Greg will run last week's roundtable again, which is always a popular hour for people who missed the Monster Cast. And last week's was good, too. It was really good. So you get the encore of that if you missed it. And, Greg, we're on all platforms today, including Facebook.com/Armed American Radio. You can watch us over there. And I'll let you do the rest of it and tell people where they can go on the chat and all that. And then I want to jump on something about CZ real quick. And, guys, I'm not going to be real nice to some folks, okay, when I go off on this. And then we'll go to our guest, Lee the Gunwriter Williams. But I'll bring him in after you do your thing so he can hear this.
Yeah, sure. Other places to watch the show are going to be YouTube and Rumble. Just do a search for Armed American Radio with Mark Walters over there. At X, we're at AAR Mark. You could head over to armedamericanradio.org or .com, hit that menu icon, then select your watch live or listen live option. And to join our live chat, just download Telegram, create your profile, and search for Armed American Radio Conversations.
Boom. That will do it. Lee the Gunwriter Williams, welcome in, brother.
Thanks, man. Great to be here.
Yeah, so I'm going to ask a question, and I'm asking it rhetorically, so I'm not really asking it to you, okay? But I'm talking to everybody when I frame the question this way, and I'm not directing it specifically to you, Lee. Okay. Here's my question, ladies and gentlemen. If many of you are out online, you see a lot of nonsense all day long, and there's a lot of nonsense out there about CZ right now, and I'm going to address that real quickly, and then we're going to bring CZ onto the program, who will do it much more forcefully than me if that's going to be possible. But here's the deal. Do you honestly believe that CZ is confiscating firearms in Canada? Do you honestly believe that? Because if you do, I can't fix you. You're broken. They are not. They've issued statements to that effect. Get your face out of these stupid internet, bad word almost came out, pseudo-intellectual psycho-babble chat rooms filled with a bunch of people who don't know they're blank from a hole in the ground. It's that simple. Lee, how are you today? Welcome in.
Thank you. Well, thanks for clearing that up. Thanks for addressing that horrible rumor, which is getting traction like nothing I've seen.
Well, if you're in the internet, you think it's getting traction. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not. Okay. CZ is not confiscating firearms. Now, here's the deal. There's CZ Canada, all right? There's CZ USA. It's a large corporation, okay? Canada does not have a Second Amendment like we do, ladies and gentlemen. This is evidence of why you need to be paying really careful attention, because the anti-gunners want to make us like Canada, and we're not. And I'm not going to say I don't care what happens in Canada, because I do. I hate when anybody is disarmed by their government, particularly our neighbors to the north who we're quite friendly with. All right? Canada's a fun place, but I don't live there. And I don't know exactly I don't know what government deal is got. I don't care. All I'm telling you is that CZ USA is not confiscating firearms in Canada. Get out of the chat rooms, for crying out loud. David Kodria just wrote about it. AWR has written about it. I've spoken to CZ management. It's all bunk and nonsense. Please do yourself a solid and get out of these pseudo-intellectual psychobabble conversations with a bunch of morons who know nothing. Whew, I feel better. Yes, I feel better. Lee, are you still there? I'm sorry.
Yeah, quite the business plan, assuming this would be correct. Sell the guns, then take back the guns. I mean, you could sell the same pistol 15, 20 times. I'm kidding, of course.
Exactly.
No, I saw that. And you just, they don't have a Second Amendment in Canada, but my God, man. I mean, come on.
No, it's utter nonsense. And it is funny how this stuff gets traction online and can do serious damage to great companies and great brands and great firearms. Anybody out there own a
And they're
CZ?
They are a worldwide corporation.
Of course. I'm not saying that there's not something in Canada that they're doing something. I don't know what's going on up there with that company. Okay? So I'm just telling you that this company is not. So take that for whatever it's worth. It's pretty much that simple. A lot of people out there get into this internet garbage and oh my God, I can't stand these psychobabble conversations these people have, trying to sound so intellectual. It's all nonsense. You know,
I chose not to write about it because if I start writing about nonsense in the Second Amendment, that would be all I would do.
Well, Kodria wrote about it. He spoke to him. AWR has spoken to them. I have spoken to them. Okay? Just come on, guys. Get real. Now, I'm not pointing to all of you. Most of you are a little bit more intelligent than that. But, God, there's a lot of people out there that just fall for everything they see online, and it is literally enough to just drive you bat crazy. Whew. Yeah. Okay. Got that out. Lee, I'm glad you're here. It is a Friday for me. I am out of here. I'll be down your neck of the woods tomorrow. I'll be in Key West for a couple of days with my son. Have some fun.
Yeah. Welcome to Florida.
Now, I got to go here again, too, because it's too much fun. You know who Adam Kinzinger is, don't you? Rhino from Illinois. All right.
Yeah.
This idiot put a tweet up. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Where did it go? It's in my notifications. Here it is. He puts a tweet out with a video the other day. And here's what he had to say. It was 2 minutes and 30 seconds long video. I can't play with. He says a bad word in there. As far as I'm concerned, Kinzinger's a bad word. Every day I've been getting angrier when I think about how MAGA, the so-called alpha male bros, always punch down at people who are less fortunate or struggling. This isn't manliness. It's cowardly, it's shameful, and it makes you look like a tinny little female product face. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I can't play you the full 2 minutes and 30 seconds. I wouldn't give him the airtime. But that's what he wrote, and that's what you need to know. You know, my daughter just had a run-in, as you know, ladies and gentlemen, if you're a regular listener to the program, Lee, you're aware of this. My daughter just had a run-in with a cowardly, shameful little, tinny little beta male leftist coward who berated her and a friend for wearing a Trump shirt. Now, what was Kinzinger talking about here? He was talking about Donald Trump and MAGA going after the less fortunate poor immigrant, not the criminals that we're going after. You know, this guy's feeding the machine. He even says in his bio that he's a proud rhino. Good for you. Good for you. That's why we don't like you. Weak-kneed little guy. But having said that, I posted that video because I know a lot of lefties are going to want to, will respond to this because he says MAGA. They'll go after MAGA, right? So I posted the following. You're an idiot. Then come here legally. By the way, here's one of your lefty cowards hassling my daughter and a friend at Chipotle in public for wearing a Trump sweatshirt. Is this your example of manliness? That garbage is lucky Dad wasn't there. Of course, he wouldn't have had the blank to approach them if I was there. Hassling young women. Yeah, that's manly. You should sit this one out. And there is a response. There's a response from a guy here. Now, of course, none of the lefty lunatics can get in here because they look at that video. There's absolutely no way to defend it. You cannot defend what this guy did to my daughter and her friend. It's indefensible.
Of course not.
Well, this Marvin the Martian on Twitter, no idea who he is, got 169 Twitter followers or something, says there's more than enough anger to go around. So what's your answer? Wallow in it? If she were my daughter, I would be afraid to let her go out in public. After Charlie Kirk? Question mark. What were you thinking? How ballsy she was? You're a fool. A poor parent, in my view. This is from a guy by the name of goes by Marvin the Martian. Okay. So I'm a poor parent. Now, I'll take it to the. We're probably going to go back into this when we come back because I'm not going to be able to finish now. We're up against a hard break. So I'll refresh your brain when we come back from this network break. On the other side with Lee, we'll talk about this because I generally don't engage in Twitter battles back and forth with anybody, and I didn't hear, but I did respond. And I'll read you that post again and my response, and then he again responded. And I'll let you, Lee, tell me what you think I should do. Only because it's fun. It was not negative towards me at all or anything like that. But, I'm a poor parent. I'm a fool because I let my daughter go out in public wearing a Trump shirt. So here, this guy's a coward that cowers to the political left, which means he lets them win. We're talking about a Trump sweatshirt, folks. Okay? We'll be right back. Too much fun.
Visit patriotmobile.com/AAR and use the AAR promo code to get free activation today. Welcome back to the show.
Yeah, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Patriot Mobile is the real deal. If you're watching on your screens, very cool Patriot Mobile hat. I've had to keep my wife and kids away from this hat. They love it, and I guess I could just get more, right? I could do that. There's always that. But until I do, I'm scarfing it for myself. I love it, and I was wearing it. If you watch Cam and Company today, you see that on townhallnews.com, Town Hall News, and Cam and Company are bearing arms. Same hat, same shirt. It's a new Gibson shirt, but Greg, this shirt's too big. And I thought it would shrink when I washed it. I always get T-shirts a size bigger because they shrink, when you wash them.
Yep.
Yeah, this one didn't. it's still really big. Well, it's comfortable. Let me put it that way.
Did you use hot water?
I did not.
That might be your issue.
Yeah. And, well, you know what? I took it out of the dryer. I didn't put it in the dryer, and I hung it up. That's why it didn't shrink.
Yeah, air dry, or not air dry that, but yeah, definitely run that through the dryer.
Yeah, we'll see. Lee the Gunwriter Williams, welcome back in.
Thank you. Great to be here.
Always a pleasure to have you here, brother. Real quick, let me finish that Patriot Mobile, dude. By the way, it's patriotmobile.com/AAR, and get a free month. Work with businesses that support your lifestyle and donate to the organizations that we work with here every single day and help us win our freedoms back. Just one case at a time. Patriot Mobile does that, and you can support them simply by having a cell phone. That's simple. patriotmobile.com/AAR. So, Lee, I'm going to continue here with this because this is just really too fun, okay? So Marvin the Martian, those of you who listen to the program regularly, I wonder if we were, I mentioned this to Greg during the break, that if we had Andy Hoosier on, maybe he would say Marvin might be a real Martian, Greg. Oh, see? You never know. Maybe Marvin is a real Martian. It's Marvin the Martian on Twitter, by the way. So I posted the video up in response to Adam Kinsinger's really stupid post. And there's no way to defend what happened to my daughter. So no lefties came out and went, because they can't. And it's already got like 600 views so far. So they didn't comment, except this Marvin the Martian. There's more than enough anger to go around. So what's your answer? Wallow in it? If she were my daughter, I would be afraid to let her go out in public. After Charlie Kirk, question mark. What were you thinking? Question mark. How ballsy she was? Question mark. You're a fool. A poor parent, in my view. So I couldn't resist. I generally don't get into Twitter deals. Other people do that. Other people see the post, and like in this one, other people respond. I'll get to that in a second. But I did respond to this. I put, she is 22 years old, Marvin the Martian, lives on her own, supports herself, and is fully capable of making her own decisions. Like many of us, she will never cower to the beta male lefties. And make no mistake, she is absolutely prepared to turn a potential attacker into a piece of Swiss cheese. All you got to do is look at my bio. It's pretty obvious that the Armed American Radio host daughter, you might make the assumption correctly that she's pretty adept with a firearm. So he did reply to that. He goes, brave soul, perhaps a gift of body armor around the holidays to show her you really care. So I haven't responded to that yet, but there was another response in here that basically berated him for blaming the victim because of this guy's verbal attack on my daughter and her friend in that Chipotle, if you've seen the video. And if you want to see the video, at AAR Mark on Twitter, the video's out there, and it's got tens of thousands of views. So go take a look at it. It's there for you. And I found it interesting that somebody else came in and, kind of went after the guy. Now, I'll respond to the guy in that. I just haven't figured out how yet. Nothing mean or anything like that. But, guys, Lee, he's blaming the victim.
Yeah, he sounds just like your typical internet fascinator who spends nothing but 12 to 14 to 18 hours a day on Twitter and some other websites. I know you're not, but for your listeners, I would not take anything anybody tells me on Twitter seriously.
No. But it's interesting that you're right. You're probably right about that. I don't know. I really don't care. But I found it, he can insult me, poor parent, in my view. Okay, yeah, all right. Whatever, have at that. You can do that all day long. But this blaming, get her body armor, don't let her go out. I would be afraid to let her go out in public. Well, Marvin the Martian, if you're listening, not only is she going to wear the Trump sweatshirt the next time out, which she's already done before since then, she's going to wear the hat too. I don't know what you're raising. A bunch
Well,
of
I have a
little
pretty good
I don't
idea.
know. Maybe.
I have a pretty good idea what he's raising.
A bunch of betas. Don't go out wearing that. Don't be afraid of
Yeah.
that. Look, I'd be more concerned about my son wearing a Green Bay Packer jersey at the Bears stadium than I would be my daughter in the county that I live in wearing a Trump shirt. Right? He's likely to face more violence in an NFL stadium wearing an opponent's jersey. But this is where we're at today, ladies and gentlemen. It is really, truly remarkable. And I do have a fun note on that. I had a conversation with a business colleague and someone I have great respect for earlier today. And they loved it. News divisions found this and loved it. They're going to be interviewing my daughter. And there's an article going up on a large news site about this, about what happened to her. So look to see more of this. And I will keep you posted, ladies and gentlemen, when that happens. But the actual video interview with my daughter will be tomorrow afternoon, and that will be followed by a piece put up on a conservative, large conservative, popular conservative news website. So keep your eyes peeled for it. I'll tell you everything about it. We'll get it out there. And the quickest way to find out is at AAR Mark when I put it up there for you. So please do that. Lee, here we go. There's a story out. We're going to get to your piece on NSSF, but I want to spend a little bit more time on that. So in this segment, let me go to this one here. Yesterday, Fox News had a piece up. Gun control group gave six-figure donation to Dem candidate who fantasized about shooting GOP lawmaker.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
I saw it.
200 grand from every town
Yeah.
for gun safety to Jay Jones in Virginia, who wished 2 bullets repeatedly in his opponent and their children. So
Yeah, that is only going to get worse. And they're already talking about new posts that he made that wish the deaths of law enforcement officers. So whoever has got these has a bunch of them. And rather than just releasing them all, I think they're going to release them maybe 1 or 2 a week. And the Dems, meanwhile, are thinking about that this guy can still run, which is crazy. He talks about killing children, lawmakers, and cops. And this is the guy you want to be not a representative, attorney general, the top cop in the state. Yeah. It's absolutely crazy. He needs to go away.
It's almost just you pull the old internet moniker SMH, man, or SMFH.
Yeah.
Use that if you want to, and insert whatever expletive you want in there, because it is truly mind-boggling to think that we have a politician. We're getting ready to go to a break. Carry this to the break. Come back with Lee. We've got him for the hour, but to think that there's a politician that wants to be the chief law enforcement officer of the state, willfully, not just once, but multiple times, repeating himself about putting 2 bullets into the head of his opponent and killing his children. And this man, who is not a man, does not have enough testosterone in him, apparently, to do the noble thing, and that's bail out of this race. He actually, would you want this guy making a prosecution decision about you?
20.
What's he going to do? Ask who you voted for first? Ladies and gentlemen, this is where we are in the country today. It's very, very, very dangerous. We will be back right after this.
The following segment of Armed American Radio is proudly being brought to you by the National Rifle Association. Help us defend freedom by visiting nra.org/AAR and join today. Welcome back to the show.
Yeah, welcome back to the show. Armed American Radio, Mark Walters, Patriot Mobile Command Center, CZ Studios, Patriot Mobile Microphone. And it's all being brought to you. Every second is being brought to you 6 days a week. Every hour, every minute, every second of this program is being brought to you by the National Rifle Association. Ladies and gentlemen, please, please, please join us. You know, when you hear presented by the National Rifle Association, you know, it's these guys that make it possible for us to be on the airwaves every single day. And I still, Lee Williams, the gun writer, I still get comments a lot, you know, well, it sure is a lot of commercials for a podcast. It's not a podcast. It's a live radio program on radio stations. Those are network breaks on both sides of the hour and local breaks at the bottom and the top of the hour because it's real radio stations. Okay, so we cut those spots out for you so you get a nice smooth running deal on the podcast. So, you know, please make that distinction. But guys, we couldn't do it without organizations like the NRA and all of our great partners at armedamericanradio.com, armedamericanradio.com. Support them all. And my gosh, just join the NRA for $35 for 1 year. We're going to send you a free range bag. If you go 1 or 3 year, get the range bag. 5 year or life membership is going to get you the binoculars. So you're going to get your money back. And now you're a member of the NRA, which is an organization you should be a member of anyway. If you don't want to donate any money or anything like that over and above your annual membership, that's fine. But it's $35 for 1 year. The water's warm, folks. Get in. The NRA is doing amazing work out there right now, not just on the national level, but at state levels as well. The NRA ILA is doing incredible work, and they're working with your local states' organizations in a way they've never done over the last 10 years. And it's so refreshing with this great management group headed up over there by Doug Hamlin and the rest of them. They're just doing amazing work. So please, won't you join us and help us out? It's really simple to do. NRA.org/AAR. NRA.org/AAR. Take advantage of the free stuff we're giving you and join us, please. It's what makes all of this possible. Lee the Gunwriter Williams, let's go back to that Everytown deal real quick, and then I want to talk with you about the NSSF. I think the irony of that is never escapes me when I see stuff like that. The irony of Shannon Watts talking to a group of people surrounded by guns while berating my gun rights. I just, that's where you shake your head. Seriously? Are other people not picking up on this? Okay.
I totally agree.
But what does it say about them and him in a politically charged environment that we are in right now, where the left is absolutely supporting violence, ladies and gentlemen? They absolutely are. Their silence at the top is proof of that. The fact that no Democrat has come out and said this man needs to step down. He needs out of this race. This has no place in politics in America. Threatening other individuals that are your political opponents and literally talking about wanting to kill them. What does it say about a group like Everytown for gun safety? Do they go for their money back? I mean, if it were me, I would. Oh, give me back my money. That's not what we're all about. I don't know if they've done that. If they haven't done it, should they? And if they haven't,
absolutely.
Isn't that what they should? Isn't that the right thing to do?
Absolutely. The minute they saw that, now this guy didn't wish death on just some dude. He wished death on a Republican. The guy's family, law enforcement officers. I mean, at this point, it should be, we're going to lose. The guy's done. We need the money back. Let's ask for them. Let's demand this guy return our money. Yeah. Absolutely, they should have done that.
It's campaign money. It's campaign contributions, man. Get it back.
That says all you need to know about the other team.
Well, I'll tell you, I also had a lot of fun watching Pam Bondi at her hearings today earlier. I enjoyed it.
She was pretty good.
And she looked great, too. Let me go there. She looked outstanding, and she just took no crap at all, particularly from Shifty Schiff and the rest of these clowns and that clown posse up there on the Democrat side. Well, it's a
Blumenthal.
Oh, these people. Oh, he's a gun grabber too, right? Yeah, okay. So talk to me. What is going on at NSSF, a lawsuit? Talk to us.
Well, it was weird, man. Over the weekend, I was speaking to another firearm professional, and we were talking about how one-sided our lawsuits are. I mean, we're suing here, we're suing there, we're suing. I mean, how many does SAF have right now? 50 lawsuits active?
At least.
And then you combine NRA and GOA and everybody. We're the side that sues. And the other team doesn't sue because they don't have any right to, quite frankly. And then the next day I see this lawsuit, which was brought against the NSSF. And it was an answer to our question of why they don't sue, because they don't know how. And because we don't give them any reason to sue. Riley Brakel is an attorney. She's working for Motley Rice, which has offices in 8 states. It's her first gig. She only graduated from law school a couple of years ago. Before joining her firm, she was an intern for a public defender in Connecticut. I'm not sure that's even a paid position, and a legal assistant for Catholic Charities in Portland, Oregon. Well, she filed suit with another guy who is a Seattle attorney. He works for Keller Rohrbach. Now, this guy Gould.
Wait, hold on a second.
State.
Hold on. Seattle, Connecticut, Portland.
Yeah,
I'm sensing lefty
got it.
here.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, this guy sued and he defended Washington's statute, which allows individuals to be stripped of their Second Amendment rights if there's any kind of a protection order. His firm just sued Glock over the auto sears on behalf of the city of Seattle.
Yeah.
The city of Seattle has hundreds of lawyers. They went to this firm to file the lawsuit. Well, anyway, these two kids filed a quote-unquote class action, which has two actual members. When you think class action, you think what, 150, 5,000 members?
Thousands at least, yes.
Yeah. They filed suit against, I mean, it's just crazy, against the NSSF, probably one of the best run pro-gun organizations out there. They're the trade association for the firearms industry. And I keep reading the 24-page lawsuit looking for why are they suing? Why are they suing? Why are Daniel Kokenauer of Oklahoma and Dale Rimkus of Illinois suing? Well, they say that they filled out warranty cards after buying firearms, and NSSF used it for political purposes, and they never were paid, and their personal information went to the plaintiff's detriment. In other words, their 24-page complaint can be summed up in 2 words: unjust enrichment. Now,
unjust enrichment. I'm not even sure. Well, I guess that's kind of what the fake ChatGPT did claim I did, unjustly enriched myself, which means I was stealing money. So I guess that's what they're claiming. This is a stretch.
Oh, it's huge. I mean, the lawsuit itself cites no federal, state, or local or tribal law that says it's illegal or wrong for NSF to receive warranty card information. It's a marketing activity that's totally normal, and not just for the NSSF. It's, if you're selling toothpaste, guns, or lawnmowers, these are the type of information that you receive. Mm-hmm. This is simply lawfare, pure and simple, I wrote. Mainstream media will gush when these lawsuits are filed. Oh, and there's dozens of stories out there already, but they're not going to move an inch of type when the court tosses this one. And, brother, this one's going to be tossed. I mean, poor guys at NSSF are probably still scratching their heads figuring out what the hell this means. But this is what happens when you have a 20-something-year-old attorney who is doing what she believes is the right thing.
Because she's anti-gun. That's what this is all about, and that's the gist of this, ladies and gentlemen. It's not part of the lawsuit, but it's the National Shooting Sports Foundation, and Connecticut and Portland and Seattle. Okay, these are a bunch of lefties that are going to stop at nothing to try to bankrupt yet again another facet of the firearms industry community. It's that simple. It's not going to go anywhere, but you've got to know what you're up against. This is a stretch. These people will, as Ryan Petty says, these people will never stop. The left will never, ever stop. Think about that. It's just mind-boggling. But I'm sure Mark and everybody up at NSSF is just shaking their heads on this one and grinning from ear to ear. Because I agree with you. I don't think this lasts. It might pass a quick motion to dismiss, and they might want to see some more information before they chuck it, but it'll get chucked on summary judgment at the very least. We'll be back right after this with me.
This segment is brought to you by Attorneys on Retainer. Get the only self-defense program for gun owners backed by a real law firm, the Attorneys for Freedom. Visit them online at attorneysonretainer.us. Welcome back.
Yeah, that pretty much says it all, ladies and gentlemen. Attorneysonretainer.us is the real deal. You hear me talk about this every day. I'm going to continue to beat it into your heads. If you carry a gun, you know bad things can happen. That's why you carry a gun. And one of those bad things can be you survive. That's a good thing. The bad thing is you get charged. At the very least, there is going to be an investigation, and you are not entitled to an attorney throughout an investigation, only if you are charged with a crime. And that investigation can go for years, believe it or not. And you're going to want an attorney. And if you have an attorney, the investigation likely will not go on for years. Attorneysonretainer.us. They are the real deal. Attorneysonretainer.us, $35 a month. Save $50 on the sign-up fee using the promo code AAR. A no-brainer. Attorneysonretainer.us. AAR is the promo code. Take advantage of this. Believe me, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to sleep better. Promise you. And you'll sleep better when you support all of our great partners. You can find them all. Heaven's Harvest, Patriots Relief, all that fun stuff over at Patriots Relief works for me. If you haven't tried it. MyPillow. Well, let's try to help Mike out a little bit, huh? How about buying some MyPillow stuff and using the AAR promo code and supporting that organization that has supported you, by the way, with their money on this program for years, well over a decade, so that we ask you return the favor. Buy a pair of slippers, buy some towels, buy some sheets, buy a pillow. Help the guy out. He has had your back on this program for over a decade. And how do we repay it? Just visit it and buy a pillow. It's that simple. Use the AAR promo code. They see the code that says thank you for supporting financially Armed American Radio. Please, I ask you to do that. It's how we're here. Lee the Gunwriter Williams, welcome back in, my brother.
Ooh.
So I'm pretty much done. What do you got?
I just got to say this on this attorney.
Yeah,
We know that the lawsuit against NSSF was crazy, but according to her bio, she has active lawsuits against YouTube, which she says causes mental health harm, Instagram, which she says is addictive, and Facebook, which she said is, and I'm quoting here, designed to encourage compulsive use and addictive behavior.
Well, look, I'm not going to deny any of those, but that's not lawsuit worthy.
No, of course not. Of course not.
This is just somebody looking to make a name.
Active young attorney who's going to make a name, who probably already has made a name, which you probably shouldn't repeat on the air.
Yeah, agreed. Boy, oh boy. Well, guys, I don't know how you get away with a lot of this is frivolous stuff. And when the courts deem it that way, I hope there's financial penalties for this. You know, it's not right. So these are not right. We know what they're doing at NSSF, and like I said when I closed out, this thing gets tossed, either dismissed quickly, or the judge wants to see more information. It goes through discovery phase and then gets tossed. Okay, which may or may not happen. You never know. But I agree with you on this one. I do want to point out, I was talking with Greg during the break. I'm looking at my email, and at 1:36 p.m. Eastern time today. Welcome, early media registration for 2026 SHOT Show already. And I'm thinking, really? Already? Good heavens. My first shot was in 2000. Now, I always get in trouble with my wife when when's our anniversary, right? Or you forget an anniversary or something like that. That's easy to do, especially you haven't been married a long time. And my wife always says to me, it's real easy. How long have we been married? We got married in 2000. Whatever year it is how long we've been married, okay? So I'm looking at this, and I will have gone to SHOT with two exceptions when they didn't have it. I'm going back to the Orlando days. Since 2000. It is this will be 2026, a long time. I don't know if I'm even going to make it there this year. Lee, will you be there by chance? Shooting, Hunting, and Outdoor Trade Show?
I don't know. That's still up in the air. I'm about 50-50 on it, whether or not I can make it.
Yeah, I no longer broadcast from there. So I've retired from broadcasting from there. If I do, I'll do it from a sponsor booth. I'll hang out with Daniel Defense or Car Arms or CZ booth or whatever. And I may do that. I may do that this year. We'll see. If I choose not to do that, I think I'm going to make an appearance. I need to be there, but I'm going to fly in, fly out. I'm going to do one day. I don't need to be there for 5 days. any longer. But it's a great thing. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're part of the firearms industry, you can get in. And there's lots of people who get in without being part of the firearms industry, even though it's closed for registration. They have tightened up over there pretty much. But
They have.
the point that I'm making is the time is flying, and here we are already getting these notifications for the Shooting, Hunting, and Outdoor Trade Show. It's just remarkable how fast the years go by.
I just wish, regarding SHOT, I wish it wasn't in Vegas every year. I know they need a massive place for it because it's huge and they have thousands and thousands of people. But I wish they would move it around like SAF does.
Not going to happen.
Convention.
It's not going to happen. They've signed
I know.
25-year leases over there for that. And what's really interesting is they a few years back, I don't think they do it anymore, but NSSF used to ask and do surveys of members. Do you want to keep it there? Would you want to bring it back east? And overwhelmingly, the decision is people would rather have Eastern time zone, but when the opportunity comes out, they still put Vegas down. And, look, you got the firearms industry. When it used to be in Orlando, when I lived in Tampa, it was great, man. I'd just drive over there and drive home. Man, it was really easy to do.
Yeah.
Can't do that in Vegas, so it's expensive to go to the shows. The companies spend a ton of money at these shows. And SHOT is a very successful show. It really, truly is. It's changed and morphed over the years for a lot of different reasons. As you remember, it used to be that's where you went to see everything new that was coming out. And it's really not kind of like that anymore. It's not much. It's still a huge buying show, of course. But the NASGW shows, there's more buying going on at those dealer shows now than there is at SHOT, I think. That's just my own personal view on that from seeing it. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't figured that one out yet, Lee. I don't know. I guess I'll let
It'd
you
be
know
nice to move it around.
Yeah, it would be nice, but they keep saying that, and then what they did, the Sands built all kinds of stuff for them. See, how, as much as I hate to say it, it ain't going anywhere anytime soon. So it's Vegas or bust. If you're going to SHOT Show, you're going to Vegas every year. It's pretty much that simple. A lot of people love Vegas. I'm not a big fan of, the casinos and stuff anymore. I don't mind it, but that's just not, I guess after 25 years, maybe that's why. But yeah, what are you going to do? The shooting and hunting guys, do they want to spend a weekend, a week there with Goofy, and Mickey and Minnie? There's really not a lot to do there other than that kind of stuff out there. So guys always kind of default to the Vegas gig. Anyway, Lee, we're getting ready to close this one out. Where can people find all the cool, informative stuff you write?
ArmedAmericanNews.org, thegunwriter.substack.com, or we hope to go to SAF, as in Second Amendment Foundation, SAF.org.
SAF.org. He is a real investigative journalist. Lee, we love you and everything that you do. Thank you for being such a huge and important voice out there. And we know we're being read and we know we're being listened to. You and I talked about AWR getting 2 shout-outs. He got another shout-out from the White House today when Press Secretary Carolyn Levitt put another one of his pieces out about Chicago, the ongoing carnage in Chicago. So congratulations again to AWR Hawkins. And
nice.
Lee, thank you for everything that you do. Everything that you do. It's so important, and people are paying attention. We know they are. At the White House. That's important. All right, guys. Andy Hoosier will be in the chair for me tomorrow, and Christopher Hart will be here Thursday. And like I said at the outset of the show, I opened my big fat trap, so we're going to give Greg the day off on Friday while I'm gone. So we'll be running an encore for you. It will be last week's Monster Cast 3rd hour, the roundtable. You'll get that on Friday. So if you missed it, you want to get it, you're going to hear it on Friday. Love you guys. Stay safe. Enjoy your day. We'll see you Sunday live on the radio. Andy and Chris will be here to round out the week.
You just filled your prescription for freedom with Mark Walters, presented by the National Rifle Association. The National Rifle Association on the Armed American Radio Network.
Okay, guys, thanks for being here today. Appreciate it very, very, very much. Love you, each and every one of you. Again, Andy Hoosier in the chair tomorrow, Christopher Hart on Thursday, and a encore so we can give Greg some time off on Friday. He can get his weekend started a little bit early. We love you, Greg. That's why we do that, man. We
Oh, well, I
love you.
appreciate it, man.
Oh yeah. So guys, enjoy the remainder of the week. You'll get 2 great shows with Andy and Chris. Love both those guys. They're both great at what they do. So enjoy those, and I will hopefully have a I don't know, a couple rum runners or something for you while I'm down there enjoying some time with my great son who just turned 21. And you know what I love, Greg? Every time he walks in the house, he's got his super tuck on.
Oh,
With his gun on his hip. And it's so cool to see.
he's enjoying it.
He absolutely 100,000 gobzillion% is enjoying it. He's a great shot. He's well trained. And he's a great kid. So Dad and him are going to go have some fun together for a couple days for his 21st birthday. And you never know. I'll make a promise. When I come back on Sunday, I'll have Saturday, but for the Sunday show, I'll have a new Key West t-shirt on for you. How about that, Greg?
There you go. Get you a hat, too.
Yes. A green parrot hat and a hog's breath t-shirt might work.
Yeah, or you could get you one of them large beachcomber hats where it's like not quite a sombrero, but not quite a cowboy hat, and it's just to keep the sun off of you.
Yeah. Let's see.
One of the straw style hats.
We'll spend stupid money down there because this is what you just do.
Might as well.
Spend stupid money. Let's go jack up some plastic and have some fun, right? Okay.
There you go.
All right, guys. I love you, each and every one of you. Enjoy your day. Thanks for being here today. Appreciate it very much. Enjoy the shows coming up this week, and I'll see you back live in my chair on Sunday's national broadcast. Have a good one, guys.